is Thursday, May 22nd, and today is a lot like yesterday, but more. So today the moon is still in Pisces as of right now. It's in a conjunction with Saturn at this moment, or about to be. And that's kind of like this feeling of loneliness, cast out energy. It could be a time where it's highlighting the boundaries that you've been working on, your emotional healing that you've been doing. It's really highlighting the end of this Saturnian cycle where we are kind of starting to close out this healing process that we've been in, learning how to have good emotional boundaries and intuitive boundaries. So you could really be seeing those things be tested today. It's also kind of a test of like, have you been putting in the work to like make your dreams come true type of energy as well. Around 10:30, just a little bit before 10:30 Mountain Time this morning, the moon moves into Aries, and then the Mars in Leo starts ruling our emotions and our intuition and things like that, our subconscious. This is where things could get a little feisty. The moon is going to make a conjunction to Neptune and a sextile to the sun. This sextile is still happening between these two, and the moon is highlighting this. How can you put your ideas into action? How can you be creative about putting them into action? How can you listen to your intuition and be a little more divinely guided, putting your ideas out there, putting your ideas into action here? Now we also have the Mars Venus trine happening, so we still have this wide open door between where you're taking action to be seen and to be heard and to kind of stand out, and that is in that wide open door to Venus, our one-on-one interactions with others, relationships, partnerships, friendships, but also finances as well. But we still have to be careful with that, because that Venus is still, as long as it's in Aries, it's not all on the up and up. It still has this kind of selfish, impulsive type of energy to it. So we guys make sure that we are listening to those boundaries. That is really being tested right now, to make sure that we're not getting ourselves into any difficult situations that we're going to regret later because we are lonely, we're being gaslit, because we're in desperate need of something. I mean, me personally, I know that this is going to come up for me today because I need $150 by the end of the day, or I'm pretty well screwed. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I do that without getting myself into a questionable situation? So we've got to be careful about taking help and making sure that we're not taking help out of desperation and getting ourselves into something that we'll regret later on down the road. So let me go ahead and pull some cards. What is the energy for the collective today? We have a Seven of Wands. This, like, being defensive. This is definitely that Saturn right there, having that guard up, making sure that you are keeping yourself protected, not making any questionable decisions. What do we need to focus on today? What does the collective need to focus on today? We had some stuff happen in the collective last night here in the United States that is not good, and I have a feeling that it's going to get pushed through today, and it's just going to get worse. I keep saying, when Saturn enters Aries Saturday night, this is where things are going to get rough, and we're seeing that build up happening right now with the things that are being passed through Congress and stuff. So things are going to get spicier, things are going to get scarier. Make sure that you're slowing down and that you're in a good space to be able to navigate that in a healthy, productive way instead of lashing out. We're focusing on the Five of Swords, that shadiness, that the like two-faced behavior, the gossiping, the saying one thing to your face and another thing behind your back, like that type of behavior. This is because people are starting to get scared, and those masks start to drop. When people get into situations where they realize that things could go bad for them, they will throw other people under the bus in a heartbeat. So really watch out for that. Make sure that you are protecting yourself and you're taking care of yourself. You're paying attention to what's really going on. Don't talk yourself out of trusting your gut. What does the collective need to avoid today? What does the collective need to avoid? Judgment. So generally the Judgment card is like a second chance to do something different. You might have somebody come around. You might have people come around trying to do something, trying to weasel back into your space or something. Maybe they've done something bad in the past. They're asking for this second chance, right? we need to be careful here. We're not trusting things when people are coming back because they're uncomfortable. That's always a bad sign that somebody is just looking for a safe place to land. It doesn't mean that there's been changed behavior. Really trust your intuition today. Don't allow yourself to talk yourself into doing something that you're going to regret later. Got to be careful about those spontaneous decisions today. Bottom of the deck is Four of Wands, so this could be very relationship related. This could be very much in that Venusian type of energy because the moon is going to move into Aries with both Neptune and Venus that are being ruled, all three of them being ruled by Mars in Leo, and we have that wide open door to the Venus from Mars. So really pay attention, listen to your gut, keep your guard up. This is that last little push of Saturn and Pisces for now. It's going to retrograde and move back at the end of the year. But for right now, we really need to make sure that we're trusting our intuition, we're trusting our healing, we're listening to our gut, and we're not allowing ourselves to get into questionable situations. Clarifiers for the Seven of Wands here. Clarifiers for the Seven of Wands. Hold on. Dang, that one really flew. The Magician. Sleight of hand, sneaky behavior. Things are being done under the table kind of energy there. Okay, one more. And like this can't be any clearer. Seven of Swords, that sneakiness. This is a thief card. A lot of times I see this as like stealing your mental peace kind of energy here. So keep your guard up. Make sure that you're protecting yourself. That's the energy. We know that things are not as they seem. People are not being all on the up and up right here. So be careful with the people around you. Look, even the Lovers on the bottom. Clarifiers for the Five of Swords, please. We have a Ten of Cups, that emotional fulfillment, and Three of Pentacles. This is like everybody. So Five of Swords, sneaky behavior, gossiping, talking behind your back, just like people are not what they seem. They're saying one thing in front of your face and then going behind your back and saying something else. This is in reference to your emotional fulfillment and work, like coworkers, networking, friends, people that you're around all the time. So really, if you're like in a work situation, I don't know what happened to the work environment. I noticed it like several years ago where there was this switch happening from it being focused on being good at your job to being focused more on who can suck up the best, right? And now we're starting to see this fallout of it, I think, is what's happening here. It's like you're in this work situation where like you're part of the group, you're part of the clique, whatever. Right now things are getting real scary and real uncomfortable, and folks are going to start throwing you under the bus. They're going to start like that. Those masks are dropping and we're starting to see people for who they really are. So really focus on that today. Pay attention and keep an eye out for that. Again, Two of Cups on the bottom. So this really has to do with like the people that you're closest to, whether it's your coworkers, it's your relationships, it's your friends, whatever. Clarifiers for the Judgment card. We have the Hangman and one more, please, and Temperance. So we are avoiding judgment. Hangman and Temperance, this is all about being patient and looking at things, the whole picture, being able to turn what is ugly into something. Like this is the Alchemist card. We can turn something that's ugly into something good. Make sure that you are looking at the whole picture. You're not giving people second chances if you know very well that there's no change behavior here. Don't let people fool you today. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. Make sure that you're not carrying other people's responsibilities. It is their responsibility for their change behavior, not yours.